What's up, guys? I hope you're all doing well, and thank you so much for popping into my review for Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. This movie came out in 2007, and this was in my later childhood, but the time that really I started seeing movies a lot, particularly during the summer. I didn't really start going to the movies until 2006, 2007. I would see the occasional Pixar film as a young kid, but we would go more often in this summer. You had Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Spider-Man 3, Pirates at World's End, The Simpsons movie, Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. This was a terrific summer for films. Even though all the films weren't great, a lot of them were bangers. And this film, yeah, it's not great, and it's not going to be remembered as one of the best films of that summer. And I don't think it's going to be remembered at all because now, in about a month, we have the Fantastic Four first steps, making their first steps into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But before all that, we had the sequel. This film was coming out alongside Spider-Man 3, two Marvel films coming out that year in the summer of 2007. And I think the visual effects in this film improved since the first movie. And I will say that. Spider-Man 3, I think the effects weakened from the first two. Fantastic Four, I think the effects were stronger. This film comes out and disappears and everybody forgets about it. And it's probably because of the very dismissive story, how this intergalactic being named Galactus, who's going to be the villain of the new film. Honestly, it seems like the new movie is going to be a remake of this story, Rise of the Silver Surfer, because you have the female Silver Surfer coming in the new film saying the planet's marked for death. 8 days, the planet dies. At least that's the story in this film. And it's just like they have to find out the information. How are they going to learn about the Silver Surfer? The way they do is pretty poor, seeing that Doctor Doom just returns out of nowhere. I thought that was just ridiculous that's how he returned. That's the weakest villain return in cinematic history. Really underwhelming. He's just back, and the General is letting him do whatever he wants. The General sucks in this movie. You know, they say, call the General. You see that commercial? You don't want to call this General because he likes criminals, it seems. Because Victor Von Doom, no matter what crimes he's caused, we're going to give him clearance to work alongside Reed Richards, and we're not going to give him a hard time. But we're going to give Reed a hard time. We're going to give the Fantastic Four a hard time. That's the mindset of the Sergeant in the film, and I hated his character. I thought the acting was poor and just over the top. How he just has crazy lines like, "What the hell is wrong with you people? What the hell was that?" His death was pretty cool, though. There's a lot of cool moments in this film. I would say there's maybe a handful of cool moments. The movie's about 15 minutes shorter than the first film, and it does feel pretty short, to be honest with you. I mean, once it starts, it ends. And I think that's probably not a good thing because it literally just feels like in a blink of an eye, it ended. Because the story starts and then it halts. It takes about 50 minutes for the story to kick in till they actually meet up with the Silver Surfer. But then it gets captured by the army. So the Silver Surfer doesn't really rise. The title should have been Fantastic Four: The Capture of the Silver Surfer. Because he's captured, 10 minutes later, rescued, befriends the Fantastic Four, which I really wouldn't mind if the screenplay was better, and defeats Galactus and sacrifices himself. Like I said, it could have been a great movie because that's a good story. But they threw in all the Doctor Doom nonsense and just the wedding nonsense. The first half hour of this movie is pretty rough for me to get through. I think it's really badly written. how there's four chances. This is the fourth time they've tried to have a wedding. I mean, why even write that in the movie? That didn't really need to be in there. Honestly, they could have just been having a wedding and then realizing that something's going on. Not the way that it was written. It was just kind of bad how everything kind of played out with the silly bachelor party and the ridiculous dance scene. If you have a problem with Tobey Maguire's dance scene in 2007, and it's a weird thing. I guess Marvel had a thing for crazy dance sequences in that year because Ian Grufford has a bit of a dance scene in that scene where this bachelor party in the beginning of the film. And it's just ridiculous. And it's a poor setup. But my favorite scenes of the film are with the Silver Surfer till he's captured. He was really interesting until he was captured, and then they nerf him for the rest of the film. So I was kind of disappointed about that, but he was really cool. And the first time you see him as he comes out of the building, I love the pose. It's on the poster. It's a great pose. Lawrence Fishburne is awesome as well as the Silver Surfer, and Doug Jones, performance capture artist. He's doing the body work, the physicality of the Silver Surfer. But yeah, really cool, but really underused. And he definitely doesn't rise in this film. He comes to Earth to do a job, and his job is to work for Galactus, weaken the planet, for him to destroy it. It was just kind of undercooked how it was executed in the film. It's fine, it's watchable. This is not a terrible movie. Do I think it's a good movie? No, not really. But you want to know what? It's kind of a guilty pleasure for me. I know it's bad, but I still kind of like it. Now I'm going to give it 2.5 out of 5 stars. These films were the better Fantastic Four films, and then we got a movie that came out in 2015 that put me to sleep when I saw it in the theater, to be quite honest with you. So I can't wait to see the new one. I've reviewed the original 2005 film, which is celebrating a 20th anniversary. That's up on the channel now. And guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for the review for the Fantastic Four First Steps. Also, I've got a review for the 30th anniversary of Disney's Pocahontas.
Cray, not to rot, you will understand.
You can follow me on Twitter and or X at RyanKing72, and that's been it for me. Thank you so much for watching my review for Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. And until next time, over and out. Wow.